got more material. I told you I was going to be here all morning. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? He was outstanding in his field. Did you hear about the guy that invented the knock-knock joke? He wanted a Nobel Prize. Don't trust atoms. They're everywhere. They make up everything. All right. With that, I have the pleasure of introducing a distinguished Toastmaster. He's been a member of Toastmasters for 9.5 years, something that maybe many of us aspire to be one day. He feels like he's an introvert, but he's okay with that. He's part of the Babylon and Marylhurst Toastmaster clubs. I would like to bring up Eldred.
I'm an introvert and I'm okay. I sleep all night and I work all day. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, and especially those of you who would rather stay home on a Friday night, my goals over the next few minutes are to dispel the biggest misconception about us introverts, to explain to you what an introvert is, and to give you some ideas if you identify yourself as an introvert on how you can be of benefit to other people through your gifts as an introvert. First, what might you think is the biggest number one misconception about us introverts? That we're shy. According to Susan Cain and her work, introverts, the power of introverts in a world that can't stop talking. Shyness and introversion are two different things. I'll give you some examples of people you would not expect to be either introvert or extrovert. Take, for instance, Freddie Mercury, lead singer for Queen. Nobody could wow an audience with his flamboyant stage presence better than Freddie Mercury. But how many of you here know that off stage, Mercury was a very quiet person? He preferred to spend most of his time off stage alone with his cats, away from the distractions of fame and prestige. At home with his cats, at home alone with a circle of close friends, just like an introvert. But he was not at all shy. And then take an extrovert, like Barbara Streisand. Top-notch singer, contemporary of Freddie Mercury. Extrovert through and through. Yet, on stage, she struggled consistently with performance anxiety. She was a shy extrovert. My hope then is that I've dispelled for you this big notion that introverts are shy. That's not true. So then, what is an introvert, and how might you know that you are one? According to verywellmind.com, introversion is a personality trait, one of the major personality traits studied in the theory of personality. Who here has taken the Myers-Briggs type inventory? Most of us here. You know that the first letter in the inventory is either I or E. I for introvert and E for extrovert. It's thought that most people fall somewhere on the spectrum between the two and have traits of both introvert course, lean more towards this side. But both appear in most people. How then might you know if you are an introvert? Do you prefer to spend time alone? Does being with a big group of people leave you feeling drained? Does too much stimulation leave you feeling confused and distracted? Do you have a small circle of close friends? If you can answer yes to most of these questions, then you are very likely an introvert. Knowing that, what can you, if you identify yourself as an introvert, what can you do to be of benefit to other people using your special gift as an introverted personality? Introverts do make great leaders, contrary to the popular belief in our extrovert-friendly society. People, again quoting Susan Cain, people in our culture tend to embrace as leaders the extroverts because they're outspoken and decisive, and that's what many people value in leadership. But outspoken and decisive often leads to bad business decisions. Introverts, on the other hand, have an ability to listen. I encourage you, if you are an introvert, develop that skill. Learn and improve your listening skills. Introverts are more likely to take the time necessary to process all of this information that they need to process to make good decisions. If you are an introvert, take the time to process so that you can make good decisions. When it comes to team leadership, introverts tend to be much better leaders of teams of self-starters, teams that don't need people constantly telling them what to do. People who have a good understanding of what they need to do, why they need to do it, but just need somebody to hold them accountable. Introverts do a very good job of that. So if you are an introvert, I encourage you to develop your ability to work with teams. You don't need the limelight. You don't need to share the praise and the glory. You can share that with your team and allow them to soak it all in. Just be you. That's a great way to lead as an introvert. Over the last few minutes, you've heard me dispel the biggest misconception that introverts are shy. You've heard me explain to you what an introvert is, and you've heard me share with you some of the things that you can do as an introvert to be of benefit to other people. So back to the top. Everyone with me now. I'm an introvert and I'm okay. I sleep all night and work all day.